hello. We are back in Baltic film competition here at Black Nights Film Festival. I'm one of the programmers, Edvinas, and I'm this year I'm curating Baltic competition, and right now it's my biggest joy to introduce you Viesturs Kairišs, director of probably most successful Baltic film of 2022, which is January. January has started tremendously well in Tribeca by winning this prestigious festival, and just recently got 3 awards in Rome Film Festival from very good jury, and of course Viesturs added up Best Directing Award in Warsaw Film Festival. And we both lived same historical memories in 1991, and everything is already written. But this is your very personal film. Maybe you could explore a bit more how much of yourself in leading where you are in January.
Yeah, thank you for introduction. It is personal. It's we could call it a bit semi-biographical film, and so because I was 19 in this period of time, and it was the Soviet Union collapsed, and I remember all those VHS videotapes with a world classic came to Latvia with really bad Russian doubling, but your world really changed. Suddenly you reveal there is a huge planet on the earth called cinema, and it was a big revolution in your mind, and it actually changed everything. And of course, for this age and such an interest, you really struggle to go in one flow with all nation, because you have your very strict fight for your individual freedom. And I remember this period. It was really so intense, so energetic, so full with kind of special extreme energy, but there was still this discussion: should you, as a free individual, go with all the people, or you must go your own way? And I really remember this, and I don't have shame that for us this individual freedom was even more important that time. But anyway, suddenly they crossing, and somehow I remember that I born in a way as a personality. I born together with my country, and it was not easy giving a birth, but it was, as we see today, successful for country, I think, and also for me personally, I also think so. Yeah, it is very personal, very biographical. I little bit also my experience with when I was studying in Culture Academy as a first class for film directors and so and friends and those events. Yeah, many personal things. At least I know characters. I know events. Yeah.
Yeah, all these important dates in Lithuanian history. I personally also remember through films which I watched on those days, as you say, with very bad and funny Russian dubbing, and we now can say it was illegally imported to our houses. Sure, yeah. VHSs. That's where film is really authenticity is true, because I lived through that period of time, and. But you also introduced to film world a very talented actor, Kairišs, Your film was first or Lovable was first? You discovered
No,
Kairišs.
Lovable was first, and because I took him because I'm artistic director of Dial Theater, and when I start to become I start look for young actors, and I understood that I want to invite Kairišs, and he was my first casting as an artistic director and in theater. And then I start to cast for my film, and he always asked me when I will go to your casting. I said no. No way, because you already will play another role in this lullaby. No, no way. Why? I'm not crazy just to take same actor that will be. And I also have another really thoughts about how main character must look. And it was really for 1 year I was casting and not inviting him. And of course it was not successful. I understand. I still not find a real man, a real character. And then parallelly I was like looking how Kairišs is developing him as an actor in playing some theater productions and so on. Suddenly I just somehow start to see from another angle this main character, and suddenly you understand this is your character. And then of course I don't care in which movies he is playing, because if you see you need this one. Kairišs is great, and we still cooperating, and we now also rehearsing in theater, and he will play also in my next movie, and
which we maybe briefly will spoil a bit in the end of our interview.
Sure.
But I just want shortly to explain that Kairišs is one of shooting stars here at Black Knights, and he has two very extremely different roles in Baltic competition, the January and Lovable.
Yes.
Lovable is still waiting for international premiere. But in your film, we also meet one historical personality, Juris Podnieks, whom we all in Baltic countries admire. Maybe he is less known outside Baltic countries for his works. And you decided to cast Estonian actor as Juris.
Yeah, I cast Juhan Ulfsak. And I'm really happy because he's completely different. He probably could play. He look more like Nick Cave, not Juris Podnieks. He's completely different personality, but he's very charismatic, and that is because Juris Podnieks is such a known person in Latvia. It was big discussion and also decision how to work with him. And of course, because you are such a significant person, I always thinking you're not belonging to yourself, because you are belonging to our culture. And as a director, you must understand I have rights to be free or to be controversial in discussion with this personality, because I'm really love him, and it's a kind of big dignity for me to work with him as a character, but to try to find similar looking Latvian actor who everybody will understand. Oh, this known actor is playing Juris Podnieks. I felt it would be so cheap and bad solution that I decided just to go and really to show that it's completely different. And so, but in the way how what he means for young people, that was important thing, that he's really already smoking Marlboro cigarettes because he has already contracts in the UK and something like that. Really somebody from who already stand with one hand in West countries and with one leg in West countries, and it's very, very, very nice. And you see, because we know this freedom call about Russian Karabull EG, and Juhan, if you read name Juhan from another time, it is nahui. It is freedom call for all people against Russia.
May I ask, Viestur, if you had any chance to meet Juris Spodnieks?
No.
No.
And was really unfortunate because he had really this kind of crowd of young filmmakers who were in his studio and surrounding him. And when was established the first class in Culture Academy, it was a newly opened high school. And there was rumors that Juris Spodnieks supposed to be the head of this class, and I wanted to go in, but he died just before. Somehow I felt, and I knew because I worked with very famous Latvian set designer Ilmārs Blumbergs, and he was kind of like artistic father of me, and he's supposed to make with Juris Spodnieks his first feature, Joseph and his brothers, because Spodnieks already because he did everything in documentaries, and he looking how to develop himself, and he wanted to make this first feature, and somehow the character name Jazis, Joseph, it's something like also I pay kind of my big respect for Juris Spodnieks to his this possible but not happened this first feature, Joseph and his brothers.
Yeah. And January, of course, it's striking visually, and your Polish cinematographer Wojciech Staron is responsible for image, and he, let's say, what in PÖFF other sections he has two other films: Indonesian Autobiography, Argentinian The Substitute. He is all over the world, and how you convinced him to come to January?
And he shot those Indonesian Argentinian films after January, actually. Yeah. How? I don't know how, but I had some relations because I was in jury where we gave in Kiev, I could say in Kiev, when we gave prize for his documentary. He's also not only DOP, he's also documentary director. He's doing his own, not often, but all the films are very, very strong and personal, and so. And I just become admirer of his style, and I just we have internet, thank God, and I just wrote him a message, and he sent me films. We have something like this virtual conversation, but it was not like this. But I always thought, if I will want to go for try to work with another DOP, Wojtek will be first in the line, and then suddenly it happens, and we just invite he and his company become a co-producer of the January, and and we become close, and somehow, you know, sometimes your instincts are right, and you must be close with DOP. It's kind of it's such a relations, and I just recently met him in Warsaw, and we having another plans, and we really I hope it will be like a long time cooperation with him.
And you just before this interview you shared your memory that Wojtek visited Lithuania during January.
Yeah, it was he, because when I sent him the script and we started discuss all this kind of possibilities for cooperating, he had his own memories because he was in excursion in Vilnius, and he want to make a photo from Lenin monument or some Soviet monument, and the police came and he had some of those problems. They take out the film and you know, those crazy things, and he felt, but he was also in conflicts. He was a little bit no, he's not kind of war DOP, but he was in I don't know, in Afghanistan or in Iraq. He was shooting something like, and he know also this this part of that you are this war reporter and shooting those bloody events. And in Warsaw or Q&A, he really answer for question for audience. He said when he saw those last images of already shot at the DOP where the camera is recording the snow and he knows that we will use in the end. He said somehow all the film he tried to focus to somehow lead to those shots that are great. Yeah, Wojtek, it's great.
January is also co-production with Lithuania.
Yes.
Viesturs, we reached the limit of our interview, but I really want to steal a little bit of time for this incredible sneak peek, which I know the answer, but if you can say loud whom Kairišs will play in your new film.
Yeah, we are now preparing a new film. It's called Ulja. It's about world famous Latvian basketball player Uljana Simjonova, and Kairišs will play this incredible woman. Yeah.
Uljana Semyonova in basketball was known as Arvydas Sabonis among female players.
Yeah, but Uljana is she's like very, very known. She's the most popular basketball player, and yeah, and film will call Ulja, and it will be probably also Estonian co-production. Yeah, you see.
Yeah, basketball unites all Baltic countries sometimes,
sure.
And we just talked about January Latvian film, which gets major awards this year, and I wish you good luck in competition here. I know that you will travel next to Lezarks, and there will be many other festivals. Thank you for coming just shortly to Tallinn on Latvian Independence Day. I think this Black Nights premiere on such a historical occasion was really brilliant. Thank you, Viesturs. And I myself, we will wait really intriguingly for Ulja. Thank you very much for joining, to know more about January.